Okay, so in talking about the attractive character, I thought I might as well go through it. This is again included inside my book. I include a lot of the storylines. I go into depth about the details of this, but I'm going to give you just a quick overview so that way you can understand what's going on when I mean an attractive character and what makes up an attractive character. There are guidelines, there are ways to go about this to literally, create an algorithm, scientifically know this is going to result in a successful personality type. So there's basically 4 elements that you want to stick to, and you're going to choose one of the 4 identities, and then you're going to stick to one of the 6 storylines. You can eventually use them all in your emails and through your natural course, but you're going to start with one, and that's the one that you're going to introduce to people almost all the time, right? That's the one that people know you for. And then there's other things. So when it comes to the elements, there's a backstory. There's a way that you got to who you are, why you are the way you are, how you think, what you know, all of that. Those are, of course, backstory elements. You need to have parables, stories of how you failed, why you learned this. And when you start thinking back on your history, or even an attractive character's history, it can be someone that's either you, it could be your client even, hey, John the plumber was, forever in denial that he needed to have GPS tracking systems on his fleet. But the moment that he started seeing that, his units were missing overnight, he installed them, and then he realized that, he was paying people twice as much as they should have been for their work. And, now he's making twice as much money, etc. So there's a backstory, even if the attractive character isn't you. It could even be an imaginary person, kind of like the Geico Gecko. But when you think of an attractive character, again, we think of, usually, for me, I call out Jared from Subway. Was he the guy who owned Subway? No. But he was the guy who lost a lot of weight eating Subway, and that's why he was attractive to all these, people who were overweight now thought, hey, Subway, which was and still is basically a fast food chain, is now a reputable diet chain, or I guess however you would call that. That's a backstory though. It added that. So then you want to polarize. So polarity means, it could be positive, negative. I talked about Trump in an instance, but that's one polarity. That's a negative. You can do positive polarity, but the point is don't put people on a fence. The last thing you want to do is be forgettable. See, whenever I go into anything, I have high energy. I'm going in, I talk about things that I know. I'm very direct about it. I'm forceful. And it's those types of personalities, I'm straightforward, cutthroat, honest like that, that it becomes a lot more, oh, well, I don't like that type. He's just too blunt. He's rough around the edges, or maybe something of that nature. And that's okay, because that's a polarizing nature. And it's not that you're supposed to attract everybody. It's that you're supposed to make certain people rabid fans. That's the idea. And then you go into number 3, which is your character flaws. Everyone has these, all right? For me, I talk about it. If you want to know anything about sales funnels, you want to know anything about things that I've done, eBay, arbitrage, Amazon. I've been a publisher. I've published multiple books. I've gone into health, all those things. But when it comes to anything that I don't know, then I make those my character flaws, and I let people know about it. I don't know anything about Facebook advertising. That's why we don't go into it. I don't know anything about Twitter advertising, how to do paid ads with that, Facebook paid ads. I, again, have someone I hire. They do that for me. I don't need to worry about that. I'm an entrepreneur who doesn't have to wear multiple hats. So that's how I work. I want to utilize my time and leverage what I'm good at. But that's my character flaw. But then I can use that character flaw to my advantage as well, right? Some of the same character flaws you have are the same character flaws that your audience has. So when you connect on that and you're open to those things and you say, hey, this can be used to our advantage. We're not the type of people who want to go off and learn how to do Facebook. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this training course right here. I had so-and-so come in. He's going to help you learn how to train. And this is going to be, a course that allows you to hand this off to a Facebook person, and they're going to start running ads for you, and they're going to start making sales with that. So again, you can turn those character flaws that are negative into positive things because they probably relate to the audience. For parables, like I said, the backstory needs to be told in parables. It's just like Jesus and the grapevine, right? Jesus of Nazareth told stories about, great human emotions and depthful storylines, and it was all in tangent with a grapevine or an inanimate object. It was a parable. It was something where people were able to relate and learn some lesson at the end, and it was through that story that the lesson became much more impressioned on them. If you just said don't kill someone, well, it's like duh. But when you go through, the idea of Cain and Abel and how, Cain was very jealous of Abel and, the offering to God and all of that storyline, the main idea is the earth cried out and, all of those things. The idea of these parables of that's why you don't murder. It's just almost like, wow, it's not only bad, and you'll feel bad, but it's like shameful and it's like wrong in all the sense of nature, right? To kill another human. So that's how you're telling parables through, and things stick much longer. So if you just tell someone to do something, they'll go do it and then gone. But when you tell things through parables, through stories, and you give a lesson through it, they remember that forever. And that's the power of the attractive character. Now, the identities that we'll go into: the leader, someone who says, go here, do this, this is it. The adventurer is someone who is on the adventures. You've had a little success, you're still finding your way. You're saying, follow me on the adventure, or as I crusade through and, test out A, B, C, D. So you can even be an affiliate marketer with that. The reluctant hero, that's what I play. I know all this knowledge. I know all this great stuff. 300 pages I'm giving to you for free. I know even more than that. And I know so much that I just have to share it. So that's why I'm here. And then that's my identity. Then you can use the reporter or the evangelist, someone who has no business being in the industry, but you want to. You want to find some way to get involved. So you go out and you start interviewing and reporting on people who are in the industry, big names. And from there, you build and you branch out and you get seen as the person next to that person. So it just builds up naturally. And interviews are always a positive thing, no matter what. Even as the reluctant hero, I still love being the reporter, because you can just get, people with interviews and just talking with them for 30, 45 minutes. And that's what starts a relationship. Now, are you going to go off and immediately JV with that person? No, probably not. Maybe 1 in a dozen or 1 in 20. But the idea is that you created a relationship, and through that you can come in, you can contact 3 months later, hey, we did this promotion, we sent these people over, I'd love to come back, I'd love to do another interview, and if you'd like, I've created all this content, I'd love to merge it with one of yours, we can create a new course and boom, do this and promote it. So whatever you want, that's a great way to leverage things. That's how I do it when I do the reporter. So all those identities, choose one. Added the storylines. I'm not going to really go through them. They're pretty self-explanatory. Here I was before. Here's what happened after. Here's I went through this thing. I lost my dog. I lost my wife. I lost my house. And then I got it all back because I could sing country music. The story of secret telling. Well, I have a secret, and it's because I did this secret thing inside Amazon that Kindle doesn't want you to know, and it made me money. Basically, I could put $1 in and get $100 back out, and it was like printing money. The only problem was it only printed $100 a day. But do you want to know the secret? And then boom, okay. So number 4, this amazing discovery. Hey, I learned that you can get things on eBay for a really low price, and then this amazing discovery that you can go sell it on Amazon for twice as much. And, that's the amazing discovery. Number 5, us versus them. It's kind of like, oh, these people, they're teaching you this. That's wrong. I'm going to go teach you this. It's us versus them. These people, this is why you failed. I'm going to show you how to succeed. Number 6 is the third person testimonial, which is, again, if you have an attractive character that is not you or the business or any way related like that, it's, a customer or a client, that's where that storyline will be used. So that's the attractive character. I hope you enjoyed that. That was just kind of a bonus quick overview, because I have a whole entire course that talks about this, how to leverage it, how to build dream clients and customers, and why all of this is so important. It fits in together in what I call story selling, which is so important in today's day and age, because I think that that's what people buy on, is emotions. Nothing about buying or purchasing is really logical. It's mostly emotional. And with an attractive character, you can be the hook in people's heartstrings of emotion.